What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Batty Talks. And today is a bit of a sad day because I actually missed last week's episode, the second episode I've missed this year. And the reason for that is I'm at college now. I'm in a new house, and I got some housemates, and the walls here are pretty thin. So if I'm talking like this, you can hear me on the other side of the wall, and I'm obviously rooming right next to a guy. So I didn't want to wake him up. I usually record these late. But another reason is because I wanted to show up to last episode with a actual video on the main channel, because I said in 2 weeks ago episode that new videos were coming out every Friday, and then I didn't get that video out till Monday, and I was like, man, just screw it, just screw it. We'll just do the next episode of Batty Talks next week. And now we're here on Batty Talks, and I don't have another video for you. I'm sorry. I'm doing a game review, and it took way longer to play through the game than I thought. I thought it was going to be like 5 to 8 hours. It was like 20, and I just was like, dude, are you kidding me? Getting a lot of unlocks here in the game. But yeah, we're here on some Modern Warfare 2. These are going to be the two main games for the foreseeable future. Black Ops 2 and Modern Warfare 2. It'll be a good time. Got some real classic vibes going. I think I'll probably ditch the whole post BO2 CODs idea. Maybe we'll throw in some ghosts in there, but probably no jetpacks and nothing after the jetpacks either. So I'm sorry for you Call of Duty World War II fans out there. You got all you're gonna get. But yeah, what are we here to talk about today? Actually, for real. Um, well, today I'm talking about using your time correctly, as I always do, and we're gonna be talking about compounding skills. A nice job jumping off the map there. And what do I mean by compounding skills? So a lot of the time, I've been doing a lot of watching of videos on YouTube. Not really recently, but just in general. And just like life advice stuff. Just like the type of person you should try to be, what you need to do to get your goals done, stuff like that. And one thing I came across was this idea between a specialist and someone who's good at a lot of things, right? Now, you might think at first glance that a specialist would be the better choice, a master at one singular craft, right? If you can get really, really good at one thing, one of the best, then you'll have it, bro. It could be anything, man. It could be anything, but if you're really good at that thing, then you can make it, right? But the idea is, what happens if that one thing that you chose to specialize in becomes outdated, or you really aren't that much of a master at it, and hopefully not, because hopefully you worked hard enough, or something happens to where that thing isn't as good as you thought it was when you started, or whatever. And the other part is this idea between a jack of all trades and master of none. A person who specializes a lot in one thing is going to say, oh, well, you're not as good as me in this one thing. But you can get pretty darn close and also be good at other stuff. And usually, if you can get pretty good at one thing, you can get pretty good at other things, right? If you can get pretty good at playing the guitar, you could probably get pretty good at doing art or, coding or whatever. It's the idea behind that if you can get pretty good at doing something in, say, like a year. Let's say you practice something enough for a year and you're pretty good at it. Over the course of 10 years, you could be pretty good at 10 different things. I'm talking like good enough to like participate in whatever that is. I'm like making music, like you could actually play guitar on a track. And if you could get pretty good at that thing, then just the next thing is easier because you know what the amount of work you need to put in to get good at that next thing. And obviously, it's not all the same. things are going to be harder, things are going to be easier. You're going to like some things better. It's going to be easier to do for you specifically. But generally, if you can get good at one thing, like pretty good, not a master, not 10,000 hours, but pretty good, then you can get good at other stuff. And that brings me to the point of compounding skills, right? What do I mean by compounding? Well, I hope you know what the term compounding means. It's basically just like multiplying, you're not adding together, you're multiplying. So the idea behind this is if you can build multiple skills that help you to achieve better things and they combine together, then you should do that, right? Duh. Um, but I'll give you an example here. I make YouTube videos. Obviously, I make YouTube videos. But let's say I got really good at or pretty good at making music. If I got pretty good at making music, then I could put the music in the YouTube videos. And that's just like a 1 second example, literally 5 seconds of thought behind it. But if you could really process this, let's say you get really good at graphic design, okay? And you start making like t-shirts or whatever, okay? If you got really good at graphic design and you started making t-shirts, well, hey, then you could use your graphic design skill to make advertisements for your t-shirts, right? Obviously, that's not multiple skills, that's one skill. But that's kind of the idea behind this whole thing. Either using one skill or multiple skills in multiple different ways, and they sort of compound into each other. So if I got really good at visual effects, music, and let's say audio, then my videos would be 100 times better than they are now. Than if I just got good at making YouTube videos, whatever that means. Obviously, those are all part of the process, right? But if you can do it all, imagine, I'm going to bring up a guy here. Toby Fox, the guy who made Undertale and Deltarune? He's really good at music. And then he made a game. And he put the music in the game, right? And the game was pretty good too, right? He was pretty good at he was very good at making music, I'm not going to lie. He's incredible at making music. But he made a pretty good game, and those two things compounded together, it exploded. Now he's a billionaire. He's a trillion, million, gazillionaire. But that's all the time I've got for you today. I would like to thank you so very much for watching this episode of Batty Talks. Be sure to send me a question at battytalks@gmail.com. And for now, this is Batty Shogun signing off.